Hey everybody, it's Brooke with The Buttered Home and welcome to my messy kitchen. Today we have a very coveted recipe to share with you all. This is one of my favorites that I have been making since before I was married. Now, sometimes you just need a simple potato side dish. Mashed potatoes are great, they're underrated. I just don't think they get the love that they often deserve. And this is a dish that I started making well before Big D and I ever got married. And this to me really illustrates the very heart of what I love about cooking so much, is that you can take a staple dish like mashed potatoes and turn it into something altogether new and beautiful, and it becomes like this wonderful family favorite. And we're going to show you today one of our most famous locally recipes here that we have, and this is for our garlic mashed potatoes. Nothing fancy, nothing that you have to go out and buy, especially for this. Chances are you have everything you need right in your very own fridge and spice cabinet. So what we've done ahead of time is I have taken, and I just threw this out of the way, I have taken about 2 or 3 pounds of potatoes, and I have washed them, peeled them, cubed them, and I cook them in my Instant Pot because I can do that in about 8 minutes. And I've boiled them so that they can be mashed. And that's what I'm doing right now. And if you have boiled them enough, it just doesn't take much at all to mash them. So I know it looks like I don't have enough. And that is because normally I usually make half the recipe now and then half of it later when we go live. So if it looks like it's not enough, chances are it's only because it's half. So that I do that by design so that we won't waste a whole lot of food and make 2 huge pans of these mashed potatoes. So about 2 to 3 pounds of the potatoes, and you just boil them, drain them, and mash them. And to that, it's just really simple. From there, we add 8 ounces of sour cream, 8 ounces of cream cheese, and how many tablespoons? 3 tablespoons of butter. Sorry, I wrote it down and just that fast, I forgot it. So we're going to add those to the potatoes while they are still hot. And I love this recipe for that reason. Like I spoke of before, you can make half. If you have a smaller crowd to feed, you can double it if you have a bigger crowd to feed. I try to make all my recipes easily doubled or easily divided so that you can have them no matter what size crowd you're feeding. I know that just recently when our girls have grown up and kind of moved on and they don't eat with us as much, it's harder to cook for just 2 people than I've always been used to cooking. And so I try to do my measurements where they are easily done to fit 2 or even 1 person. So look, those are perfect, beautiful, just like they are. So just to kind of kick things up a notch, we're going to add about a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, and I'm going to measure that out in my hand. And then about a half a teaspoon of cracked black pepper. And back behind me in my trusty oven, I have it preheated to 350 degrees. So these are already fully cooked, okay? They're fine, you can serve them just like this. But there's just something about when you add that cream cheese and that sour cream and that butter, about putting them in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes, that takes them from yum mashed potatoes to oh my goodness mashed potatoes. So that's what we do. So we take a baking dish, and I'm using a small one. If you make the whole recipe, you'll probably need a 8.5 by 11 or 9 by 13. And you just want to lightly spray it. And then take your prepared potatoes and get all those good bits. Make sure you use a good spatula and clean that pan. Get all that good mashed potato, because you're going to need every bite of these. And now you can certainly whip these with a hand mixer, but honestly, they're good semi-mashed. They're good when you have just a little bit of chunk of that potato left in there, or not, however you wanted to do them. It's more than fine. If you like them really creamy, then you can use a hand mixer and go to town. They're fabulous that way too. So at this point, you can do one of two things. You can leave them alone. I like to take some dried parsley and just put it over the top, and it just makes for a really pretty little presentation. And you can also put a few little dollops of butter in there too, so that you get these little butter pools in there. So good. So we're going to bake these at 350 uncovered for about 20 to 25 minutes, just until they're hot, bubbly, and the top maybe gets a little bit brown. I'm going to pop those in, and then we're going to come back and show you the finished product. So we'll be right back. Hey everybody, we are back. Our garlic mashed potatoes have finished their 20-25 minute cook time. You'll know it because the whole house just smells garlicky and heavenly and wonderful. So you'll be fully aware that they're done with their cooking time. And like I said, they're already, for the most part, finished. You just simply want to kind of melt all of those wonderful things together with the potatoes. And let me grab my other hot thing, because it's still very hot, and I'll show you. Look how gorgeous they are. And you've got just enough color with those flecks of parsley on top to make it interesting and pretty. And I'm about to dip some out so that you can see how perfect they are. And y'all, this is mashed potatoes times 10. I made these for Big D 28 years ago when we were dating. So I love to tell everybody that this and my sunshine chicken, or my Hawaiian bacon and chicken, and you can find that on the website too, are what hooked him. So if you need two really easy, good dishes to let people know that you love them, it's that chicken and these potatoes every single time. Y'all, they're fantastic. They're creamy. They got just a little bit of texture to them, and that's just how I like them, okay? So feel free to whip them however much you want to, but the sour cream and the cream cheese take the place of milk in traditional mashed potatoes. And not that there's anything wrong with milk or heavy cream, whatever you might use in your old standby recipe. In a pinch, those things are fantastic. But if you have sour cream and if you have cream cheese, those two things alone can take just about any recipe from here to here. And that's what we've done with this garlic mashed potatoes. And of course, garlic always makes everything better. So this is a good basic recipe, one that we like to deal in to show you how easy it is to make a really wonderful, flavorful, home-cooked dish for your family, and get you in the kitchen cooking, and most importantly, thinking about your food. So this is a basic, simple recipe that has just used substitutions, right? So in the upcoming holidays, be thinking about your standard staple side dishes that you have, and what small little thing you can add to it or substitute for another piece of that recipe and make it different new and interesting. And I guarantee you people will be wowed just simply because they're homemade. Everything is homemade, and homemade is really not that harder than store-bought. I mean, it just really isn't. If you have time, you have love to give, and you care about feeding people's souls and their spirits in the kitchen, then anybody can cook. And that's what we're here for at the Buttered Home, is to help bring out that loving cook in every level of cook, from the Buttered Home to your home. We hope that this holiday season finds you filled with the people that you love, and full of hope for the future and good food. That's what we hope for you. So make sure that you head over to the Buttered Home for this recipe and all of our other great recipes at thebutteredhome.com. We would love to have you at our website. We're very proud of it. Also, make sure that you're following us on all of our social channels. We love to just show up and surprise you at Facebook and Instagram live from time to time, and we would love to have you join us for that. So make sure that you are getting all notifications on Facebook so that you can be notified when we go live. Also, if you're not already, be sure that you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, and make sure that you ding that bell so that you can be notified when we drop new videos like this one. So, from our family to your family, we are very thankful for you, and we hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving. From the Buttered Home to your home, we love you guys. Bye. Have to turn it off now.